Revolutions and revolutions. In every revolution, you'll always have a proxy amidst it. What do I mean? There are people who will come and claim to be leaders or act roles of leadership to buy in the emotions of the people in any nation or any government, right? And then they will move the people with emotion. They will buy into that emotion so that people can never see logic. As they buy into that emotion, the people, because they've been pressed down, crushed, they will start listening. And these new characters which pop up from nowhere come and say, we are with you, we are fighting. Dressed well, very eloquent. They come from nowhere. They really never have a history to where they came from, and they will give you a history, or they create a history, like how entertainment industry works. You create a sad story, everybody buys into this sad story. For example, what do entertainment most people do? I started from zero, from rags to riches, and I never had this, I never had that. But when people start doing their due diligence, they realize this individual is from a well-off family. Actually, whatever the gig they're doing as entertainment, there's something they love doing, but behind the scenes, they have other jobs and other things they do. And sometimes the entertainment is a facade of what the other do. So their entertainment from face value, behind the scenes, they have NGOs and proxy other NGOs where they're doing other shady work. So from the front, they will say humanitarian, climate change. Behind the scenes, they are human trafficking, child trafficking, drugs, name the whole thing. Same logic applies in every revolution. You'll always find people who will come and pop from nowhere. When emotions are high, be very careful. When emotion beats logic, be very careful. Because that's when people come from nowhere and claim to be singing your song. For example, when people are going through a moment and a phase in life, in wherever they may be, whether it's a workplace, whether it's a country, whatever it may be, and they're fighting for a right or they're fighting for something, there are people who always come as leaders. Nobody knows where they come from. They're the loudest, smartest, very eloquent, but they're always mysterious at the same time. But they'll make sure they're heard. They will speak your story. They will come dressed well, drive expensive cars, expensive wheels, but they'll park it distance. They will take a rider and they'll say, drop me at this place. And then they'll be positioned in a particular place. So every time you come, this is where you'll always find them. But nobody questions them because within the media, they've bought in a few. Or they're their puppets, so that's already been paid for. And then they move people, yes, we're with this person. And once they're done doing their facade, they go back, take a cab, drop at this place and go. And then the people on the ground who are saying, this person understands my pain. They come from wherever they are, they are fighting for what they believe in, but they're the sacrifice of the person up there who's telling you whoever is on top on the other end is a bad person. But what they don't tell you is they're just part of the same club. They're eating from the same table. That's why politics is forever a dirty game. That's why we see the problems with what did we call them, this name? Civilized countries and proxy wars. Civilized from the context of they want to show you how you're supposed to live, how you're supposed to conduct yourself, but they themselves are doing barbaric acts on nations. They take everything that's not theirs, and then they tell you you don't need it. We know what you need. They make your best candidates your best candidates to move into their nations under visa and everything. And then they hold your talent from those nations. They make sure they've settled down, everything is sorted. And then when that talent has reached expiry period, they throw them away. It's a game that keeps playing in every cycle. It's not just politics. It's work. In your career, someone will say, today we are against this company, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, yeah, they know my problem. Mind you, this person is working for the top guns. So you have no idea. They will speak your language. They will talk your language. They will dress. They will do anything. But when time's up, they go back, ching ching, go home. Then you, who are like, I can stand up this boss, this company, yada, 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 yada. Monday you go, you're fired at the gate, actually. The guard is like, oh, Mr. So-and-so, or Madam So-and-so, you just take a resignation, your termination. You know what? Beat it. Mind you, by the time they're giving you beat it, you're already given very credible information to this person who stood with you. Let's look at all the revolutions. You come to realize the same concept. We are fighting for this rights, for this, for this, for this, for this, for that. But there are these people, nobody ever can tell where they come from. They say very few words, very powerful. But they are never questioned. They will say this day is ABCD day, and they'll make sure that day is being pegged. But what you never seem to understand is this day that has been pegged, that should be like your every annual year, this is celebrated like holiday. They have pegged you with other groups. And so but they shout more so that your group is heard more, but you're not a special one. There are other groups that have been merged with you. So when you are shouting and say we've been remembered, no, you never were remembered. Do you think that these civilized nations gave the countries they colonized or took away from them independence? No. There are deals, there are places within those treaties where they said, hey, face value, we left. Ground, we are bringing our people who will work for you. And they will work under NGO ABCD or company ABCD. They work for us. But the bigger chunk, we are out. So they're still managing. They still call the shots. But you are there saying, we chased them out. Or a leader will say, we've chased out this civilized or this developed country. What they're not telling you is they are in power, their wife, their children, they're all eating because they told the other person, you relax. I'll give my people food. I will give them games. I will give them this. Let's keep ripping them off from this other end. But the day you wake up and say, we are fighting. Because what do? Frog, water, what do we call it? It's theory or analysis. Take the frog, put it in water, boiling water, but at a low temperature. Add it a little bit, gets comfortable, add a little more comfortable. By the time you heat it up, it doesn't even know what happened. Kaput. Be very careful when emotion beats logic. When your emotions are high, the enemy takes advantage of you. So in everything that you see, whether they call it climate change, whether they call it a revolution of this or that, whether there's a company where within you are saying we are revolting against ABCD, be very careful with the people who come under your savior. They are the people that are going to lead you through this. Question them. Do your own analysis of these people. What's their track record? Who are they really? If it's in a country or a revolution, do your own digging. Where did they come from? What's their real story? Because if the track record is in deception, you're all cooked. Because they are just the eyes of the eyes above. There is no way you can tell me that someone will dress up, suit up, or whatever attire they put, speak things that can lead them to being executed or tortured. And then day by day are shot or whatever. And then by evening, they'll end up trying to free people, are in other places. And then the person on the ground, if they stand up and they are found, gone, never to be seen. Be very careful who leads you. And be very careful who gets your emotion. Even relationships. You think you're very smart until someone is able to tap into an emotion, twist it, turn it, and destroy you with it. That's why there are many men, who said, I'm the man. Yeah, the wife gave them the CEO, but behind the scenes, she was cooking him well. By the time he came to wake up, he was divorced, he had nothing. Same applies to the women. Be very careful who you confide in, and be very careful who gets to your heart. So every time your emotions are running high, take 2 steps back. When emotion beats logic, you are cooked. Logic should never be below, should be above the emotion. Because emotion will not tell you, wake up and eat. That's logic. You are hungry. Wake up and eat. Emotion will tell you, I don't feel like, but you are hungry. So what's your business with your feelings? Eat. Logic. I don't feel like. Emotion. Be very careful, because they all come dressed well, eloquent, for the people. We are going to this thing. We are fighting climate change. We are fighting this. And when they say they're fighting that, if it's climate change, for example, they are in private jets. They are living the biggest homes. They are the problem of that problem. But they create the problem, and they give you the solution. Think. When logic is overrun by emotion, you are in for a very bad situation. Logic up, emotion down. Only where emotion is necessary. Pray. See beyond the facade. See beyond the looks. See beyond the presentation. Do your due diligence. Who are these people who claim to want to lead you or take this leadership roles which they are never given, and who are everywhere and anywhere? Who are these people? Where did they come from? How do they have? It's like activism. Activism. You have 2 types. You have the activists who's real on the ground, that they need your money, they carry the passion of the issue, whatever it may be, and they go and fight. And then you have the paid activists, the loudest of them all. But nobody questions these paid activists. They have the verified accounts. They have the media to their attention. But the one who's an unpaid activist, nobody listens about them. Nobody gives a damn. They're suppressed. So this one who's always getting the coverage, my friend, think a lot. Think. When emotion is overrun by logic, games are being played. Be very careful that you're not dealing with a proxy agent. See beyond the facade or get cooked. Open your eyes. Open your mind. Take your emotion, put it here down. Take your logic, put it up. See beyond the facade. See beyond the emotion. May God guide us all. Because we're in a world with all about the games. And if you're not smart to play your game, you get played. Hence, checkmate.